Alright, so I have another Thomas Wooden Railway video for you guys, and today I am bringing you a layout video. Now, on my channel, I put out a poll asking if I should even make this video, and it was about 90% yes last time I checked. So, you guys have spoken, and so without further ado, let's do a layout tour. So, I think I'm going to start over here on the edge and work my way over. Now, I used up pretty much every piece of that I could, with the exception of one destination, and that was Merrick from Blue Mountain Mystery, but I have no problem with that. I really hate that movie. But here at Elsbridge Station, we have Derek, and then we have the pedestrian bridge, Elsbridge Station. We have 92 Daisy with my two milk tankers. A nice episode reference. There's going to be plenty of those on this layout. And then we have Caroline the car. And then we have the work shed over here. And then we have Butch, the breakdown vehicle. And then the 2013 Flying Scotsman. A very nice model. And then we have Tidmouth Sheds. This is the old style roundhouse. I do have a newer style, but that is in the box right now on my display shelf, so I didn't take out any of those pieces on my display shelf. So technically, I was nowhere near achieving my goal of using every piece of that I could, but I'm pretty limited with space in this apartment. And so, I mean, already building this layout on the floor was not very fun at all. I will just say that. And filming this video is not going to be very fun, because hardwood floor sucks for Thomas Wooden Railway. I really prefer carpet. I am not old, but my knees feel old after building this layout, setting up these engines, setting up these pieces, talking this long, going to be filming this video. I feel much older than I really am. So here we have the old style turntable as well. I got this not too long ago. Definitely a very nice piece, showing off what Thomas Wooden Railway really is, a wooden railway line, not a plastic line. So here we have another reference. This is a season 7 reference from the Knapford Sheds, where we have Murdoch, Salty, and Harvey, the Chatterbox engines. And then we have the Out of Puff Thomas from the Thomas and Bertie's Great Race set, Sir Topham Hatt's car. No more engines at the shed. And then we have Peter Sam on a siding. Now, I don't have a narrow gauge section on this layout simply because I prefer to have all of my layouts like the OG Thomas Wooden Railway yearbooks and just promotional images where it's narrow gauge and standard gauge engines on the same track. We're just here to build a layout, have fun with these characters and pieces from the TV series and even the Railway series books, so I don't really care about that stuff. I know some people do, but I just don't find that very fun at all. I actually had plenty of track left over, so I could have made a narrow gauge section easily and maybe even potentially had it going through the mountain tunnel, but I just prefer to, I don't know, have all the engines together, so that's what I did on this layout. So I guess we'll go over here to Wellsworth Station, where we have Edward, another TV series reference, Bertie's Chase. So Edward has got some coaches. Here we have Bertie with some passengers. That is Wellsworth Station. We have a signal piece that came with the Edward the Great set, I believe. Yes, that's what it's called. I literally just reviewed that set. I don't know why. I almost forgot the name. But then we have James, 1996 James in all of his glory. The Wellsworth Crossing. And then, oh, by the way, old style Sir Handel. I do have the mid-2000s Sir Handel that looks like this Peter Sam, but I prefer the old style one. Then we have Sir Topham Hatt and his two henchmen, always seen in the TV series. And then I just threw Neil over here by the crossing. And then we're going to go over to the mountain tunnel where we have Spencer, out of water on the hill, just like in his debut episode in season 7, with his surprise face that came with the Edward the Great set. And then we have the Duke and Duchess's coach, which I was after for many years and finally got. Then we have Mavis with the giggling troublesome trucks from the Mattel era, going through the mountain tunnel. And so before we get any more over to the left, oh my gosh, I'm already out of fucking breath talking. This is not easy. So props to anyone who does layout videos, because I'm already tired, I'm not gonna lie. It's late at night filming this though, so that doesn't help. Let's actually go over to the double wide old iron bridge with Gordon and the Knapford Express coach. Then we have an archstone bridge here. 92 BOGO with a gray troublesome truck. And then the original troublesome brake van. Now, I was an idiot and didn't move this table, which I do all of my wooden railway work on, usually. I don't do stuff on the floor anymore, I just really hate it. So I do everything on this table. And I didn't move this table like an idiot, so making this layout and filming this portion of the video is gonna suck here, but let's get this over with. So we have the double wide old iron bridge, the NW brake van, the tar and fuel tanker, another fuel tanker, and then we have Donald and Douglas pulling a nice goods train. And then we have the grist mill, and then another season, this is a season 2 reference, Percy having a chat with Harold. Percy's got some cargo cars at the harbor. I like how this area turned out. This layout went through so many changes, and it would be more spread out if I had more room in my apartment, but I don't, because I had plenty of straight track left over, so I could have made everything way more spread out. But I just couldn't, because I just don't have enough room. I can barely walk in the apartment right now anyway, besides in 1 or 2 areas, so this already is pretty tight. But here we have the harbor, the big harbor. Season 3 reference here, Diesel does it again. Percy and Duck at the harbor with Diesel helping out, not really doing anything though. Then we have the Sodor Bay tugboat. I am wanting to get the original Sodor Bay tugboat with the black smokestack instead of the red one. Here we have the lorry helping out. Where is Lori's cargo? That is not okay. Where the fuck is Lori's cargo? Where did I put his cargo? Oh no. His cargo's over here. I got it. That could not fucking happen. There's Lori's cargo. There we go. Fix that shit. Here we have the Mattel Cranky. And then we have the Sodor Cargo Company cargo crane. The 1994 round roof duck with a gray troublesome truck. And yeah, I like how this, oh my gosh. I like how this harbor turned out. Pretty cool. And then we have Skarloey and Rheneas at the harbor. I'll get a better angle of them later on. That really makes no sense, but hey, we're having fun. Then we have a workman there. And yeah. Let's go to Knapford Station. Now, I will say this about big layouts, is it is not fun at all to film episodes on these layouts. Props to anyone who does Thomas Wooden Railway series episodes the old-fashioned way, where you build a layout is simply just film inside of it. And I used to do that when I had my channel and my Thomas Wooden Railway series very early on. But I had it on a table. I did 2 episodes on the ground and I hated it. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's just way more frustrating than fun, because even when you're on the ground inside the layout, I just don't feel like I can get every shot that I want. And so, yeah. Anyways, I'm losing my mind. Where are we? Okay, Ivo Hugh and the zoo cars. Yeah, these pieces kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. These are not a good look for the line. But Ivo Hugh is great. I think he looks amazing, to be honest. Probably one of my favorite narrow gauge engines from the entire Thomas Wooden Railway line. But here we have the Talking Railway Series Knapford Station.
Welcome to Knapford Station.
Such a goated piece. I did a review on this entire Talking Railway Series Knapford Station set on my channel, so go and check that out. But yeah, freaking cat hair everywhere. So here we have Old Slow Coach just sitting at a platform. Toby is departing with Henrietta. Here we have Old Style Stepney with the Mail Coach. There's a shot of the inside of Knapford Station. I love this version of Knapford Station. If you know my series episodes, you know that I had the Old Style Knapford Station very early on. But while I do think that's a great Knapford Station if you are restricted space-wise, which I was, so it really worked out for me, but I think overall, the Talking Railway Series version is the best Knapford Station of the entire line. Not even really a debate in my mind. Simply because the earlier deluxe version has the microphone, whereas this has Sir Topham Hatt's office, which I think looks much better.
All aboard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where should we go? My legs are numb right now. Here we go. Moving on. I'm fucking lost. All right. Here we have the Sodor Sawmill and Dumping Depot with my 1993-ish Henry. Not the very first version, but 92, 93. One of the later original versions. And then Henry's got his Forest Law car. Very nice piece. And as you can see, these lines is kind of through the mountain tunnel, connect the Knapford Station. Here we have the single stone tunnel. This line goes underneath, goes to where Duncan is. Then we have Elizabeth, the vintage steam truck. Another shot of Spencer. Man, I freaking love this Duke and Duchess's coach. It looks so clean. Here's a better shot of the Dumping Depot. Now, this thing is so frustrating to build layouts with because, first off, if you want to use these two ends right here, it can be tricky. But the problem is that I was trying to connect these two lines over to this, I guess, I don't even know what to call this, to this piece. And it just was not working with the different angles with a big curve, small curve, a 3-inch piece, a 1-inch, a 4-inch. It was a nightmare. It was always like half an inch off. And I had to stretch the tracks so much. And I like when my tracks like really evenly line up and look clean, as this layout does. So, man, I'm out of breath already talking. Holy crap. I just scrapped it and put a track to surface ramp there. Much easier. We still have one line that, you know, can use the function of the dumping depot, so it's good enough for me. But I have made layouts where I've successfully connected these pieces and everything, but this is a destination that you really have to plan when you have to plan how you're going to use it within your layout, right? Like you really can't just throw it down and try and fit it in. All I knew is that I wanted the mountain tunnel to connect to Knapford and then go through the dumping depot. That's all I figured out before I really started. It almost worked perfectly, but I think it looks really nice nonetheless. And here we have the OG Tidmouth Covered Bridge. Very nice piece. Here we have Bill and Ben, another TV series reference with their Brake Van Special from Edward's Exploit. We have the OG Windmill. Gorgeous. Then we have the original Terrence the Tractor with the black wheels and the treads. Mint condition. Then we have Old Style Trevor and another Workman. Another shot of Neil. I mean, who cares about Neil though, to be honest, right? I guess one more area to cover. If I can get in the layout here without totally ruining it. Oh, I guess I'll show you guys. You're getting kind of a behind the scenes look here. So here's my display case. This video's gone off the rails, who cares? As you can see, there's the roundhouse that I didn't use. I have a bunch of track in this piece right here, and then also in this one. These are brand new, so I don't have any of these pieces out of the box. So I didn't even use the 60th anniversary pieces or Tidmouth Station or any of these pieces for that matter. I just don't have enough space. I tried, but I just can't. Talking Railway Knapford Station set. I have some more pieces up here, more rolling stock and engines. Then we have some more items. Ada Jane and Mabel box, Adventures of Thomas. Even this piece, which I recently got, which I have not showed off once. Got this off eBay for less than 20 bucks. Pretty cool. Another anniversary piece. It's so dusty, that's embarrassing. Holy shit. Here we go. Here's a better angle. Here's a better angle of everything. Syria of Skarloey and Rheneas, backside of the harbor. Better shot of Toby and Stepney. Then we have Bertram and the Scrap Cars, another classic Thomas Orden Railway piece. Nothing beats Thomas Orden Railway, man. So many classic items and classic shots from yearbooks that you can try and recreate with these pieces. Just items you remember having as a kid and then recollecting later when you're older. It's amazing. Better shot of Elizabeth. And here we have the backside of the dumping depot. Here we have Diesel 261. Very good looking model. Duke has got a barrel car. Then we have the White Roof Rusty. George the Steamroller sitting there not doing jack shit. And we have a nice sheds area. So on one end of the layout, we have the main sheds. And then on the other end, we have another resting area where we have the two special engine sheds. Ari and Bert are having a rest. Another workman. And then we have, that's a 1998 Oliver. Very nice model. And then we have, that's an 06, 07 Scruffy, I believe, yes. And then Fred, the Orange Coal Car, Railway Series character. And they towed the brake van, who I will get a bit better view of later on. And we have the barrel loader with a barrel off to the side. And these lines just connect, as you can see. And then this is the useful engine shed. And we have Arthur there. Let's get a better view. I'm really cheaping you guys out here. Ugh. All right. So this is actually the next to my desk that I work at when I make all my videos, when I crank them out. So yeah, we really worked around some stuff. So let's move this train forward. Better shot of Toad there. I actually repainted this roof. This roof was really beat up. So it's completely repainted white. I think I did a really good job. Yeah. Better shot of Arthur in the shed. There's Duke. Yeah. See, and then we have the fire station with the fire truck. And then just the fire, I don't even know what this is called actually. Let's learn something new. Fire train. Totally forgot. So yeah. Fire station, nice piece. So I believe that's the whole layout. I think I got everything. If not, you can see in this overhead shot here. But yeah, like I said, I had a bunch of track left over. I could have made a lot more sidings and such. But already, I mean, this is, with the exception of a few items, let's actually see what engines I didn't use. So I didn't use a Sir Handel, Annie Clarabelle. I didn't use the breakdown train, the furniture car. What's in here? I didn't use Tired Out Edward, Henry, or the 60th anniversary Thomas. I don't think there's anything down here. Oh, my 96 Thomas. So I almost used every engine. in every piece of rolling stock. But I think I did a pretty good job with this one. Over a 20-minute video, that's crazy. So, I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good looking layout. This is what Thomas Wooden Railway really is here. And it's so funny whenever I make videos just absolutely shitting on the new line. Like, you can't even make a quarter of this with the new line. The new line's not even a line. It's a release of a few engines, no rolling stock, and they failed at what they released. And even got some items recalled. So it's sad that you do have to go hunting on eBay and online for pretty much everything you see here. Because I really wish there was a line where we can make a layout like this using its brand new pieces. You know, so but it just makes these layouts that we build with the older pieces that much more, I guess, special to look at, especially when you've got enough pieces and items to recreate shots from yearbooks or promotional images or even just episodes from the TV series, different eras of characters, which I definitely lack. You know, for example, I don't have Dennis, Molly, or Hank, or Neville, a lot of those hit era characters. I really don't have any CGI era characters, no surprise for that. Yeah, but Thomas Wooden Railway, yeah, it's got so much potential. It is what you make it. And so this is what I made it. Let me know what you guys think about this layout down below. Yeah, I'm out of breath. And I'm immediately going to take this apart and put it away. So I want to thank you guys for watching. And let me know your thoughts down below. Any videos you want to see down below. And see you in the next one.